And we had a heck of a rainstorm yesterday. You can still see where some of the ground is real wet. They're not looking. I don't have my second camera up right now because I forgot to put the card in it when I left the house a while ago, so dummy me. But this week on Thursday's Thoughts, I was hoping that I could share a couple of more stories from the Air Force. I think they're both kind of humorous, and they both involve deployment to a little island in the Persian Gulf called Bahrain. For those of you who don't know about Bahrain, Bahrain used to be a playground for the British. When the British Empire owned Bahrain, the wealthy Brits would vacation there. They would holiday there and do a lot of exotic things, I guess, and a lot of that still remains. They do have McDonald's. There's a McDonald's there, and a lot of other Western civilization type stuff. But it's also got a lot of the old culture, the Middle Eastern culture. All right, we get to Bahrain. It's this little rock with dirt on top of it. And when you're deployed in that situation, you work 12-hour shifts for, I want to say 6 days a week. I don't remember exactly. We didn't really get any time off. And then when you did have time off, it was just boring. Maybe it was you worked 7 days a week, and every couple of weeks you would get a day off and you could go into town or something. So it got to be my turn to go into town, and I ended up going with a couple of guys that I didn't know. One guy really shouldn't have been in the Air Force. He was older. But he was really fat. Like, I don't understand how he could still be in the Air Force and be so fat. And then the other guy, I guess, was his buddy. And, oh gosh. It's almost like the honeymooners. Like, if you were to think about the honeymooners, Norton and Ed, is that who it was? Gosh. Norton, my man. To the moon, Alice. Anyway, Jackie Gleason's character would have been kind of like this dude, and then I guess Norton was the other guy, just kind of a sidekick. The fat guy was definitely the main character, and the thin guy was the sidekick. So, whoa, what's that guy doing? So I have to go downtown with them, so I kind of have to hang out and do this stuff with them. I don't really know them, I don't really like them, but their main goal was to go to this hotel that had a restaurant in it called the Warbler. Like the bird, the warbler. The reason that they want to go to this restaurant is because they have this contest, a lot like those steak places out in West Texas, 72-ounce T-bone steak or whatever. If you eat it in a certain amount of time, you get to eat it for free and you get your award and blah, blah, blah. So they wanted to go there because they had this contest where you eat a 1 kilogram burger and you get a Warbler Warbler polo shirt. That was the big thing that they wanted. So this fat dude orders it, and I believe it's salad, fries, and a burger. And the burger is a 1 kilogram burger. It's 2.2 pounds worth of beef plus everything. And he had to eat it in an hour, and he had to eat it all. Fries, salad, all the stuff that goes with it. And and the only reason I'm telling this story is because he did it. He ate all of it. And he ate it in like 30 minutes. Like, he knocked that out. Like this was his breakfast type. Oh man, it was sad, really. And then he's kind of a jerk about it, and he tells the guy, "Hey, I need my prize. You know, he's kind of very proud of the fact that he could tuck away that much food. I got the All-Star Burger, which is I want to say it was just a 1 pound patty. Like, it was, and I could barely finish it. I couldn't eat all of my stuff. I was just like, oh, this is way too much food. Let's dude knocks it out. So the prize is a polo shirt that says the Warbler Hotel or whatever. And the guy that's running, the manager on duty, whatever, he's like, oh, wow, you really did eat all that. And, he's Middle Eastern, Bahraini or whatever. And he's very surprised that Fat Boy ate it. So he's like, basically what happens, this guy has never given out this prize before, I guess. And so he had to go find a shirt. And he comes back with a shirt. I kid you not. He comes back with a shirt that would fit a 14-year-old boy. He's like, this is the only one we have. He's like, well, I'll take it. I'll give it to my son. I'm like, yeah, they don't have a double XL in this because nobody here is a double XL. Like, they have this they have this prize because most of the people here can't eat that much food. Like, that's just, it's so crazy. I was embarrassed. I was. This dude packed away all that damn food. I was very proud of it. The rest of the trip was just him complaining about they should have had a bigger shirt. They should know. And, I did not want to be around that guy anymore. I could have gone AWOL. I could have got kicked out of the military, and I would have been fine with it as long as I didn't have to spend the rest of the time with that guy. Like, if I got in trouble with something, and they said you can go to the brig, you can be imprisoned, or you can spend time with this dude, I would say throw me in prison. Throw me in prison. All right, for story number 2. Also in Bahrain, one thing that you need to know about when we're deployed is there's a lot less work going on than normal. Typically, when we're at home, the pilots put a lot of stress on the jets, because if they break the jet, then the jet is down and they basically get time off. That's basically what it is. It's not exactly true, but if they can do something that puts a lot of stress on the jet itself, if they can do something to put a lot of stress on the jet and break the jet, then the jet has to be repaired and they just kind of hang out. Now, when we get deployed, they don't want to miss out. So they take it very easy on the jet. They don't push those jets as hard. So, which I found out when I was deployed the very first time. Like, I'm used to getting work every day back home. Then I go out on a deployment and there's no work. I'm like, how are these jets not breaking? They're like the most fragile things we've ever had. Nothing, like, it was when I was in Vegas, one part finally came in and 4 of us fought over who was going to fix it. That's how little work is done when they were deployed, because they want to fly all the time. So we're in Bahrain and we're just sitting around. It's early on. We hadn't been there for very long. So we're playing Hearts, I think, of all things. Just a few of us are playing Hearts. Other people reading magazines, just chilling in the tent at work, And then I hear, water! Water! And we had this senior master sergeant, his name was, and, oh my gosh, he had gone to do something with the fuel truck. The diesel fuel truck was back there, and he was refueling the generator, maybe. Well, the fuel truck has the regular siphon like you get at the gas stations, except it has a cap on the end of it that just kind of, you push it in and turn it so that way it keeps it from spilling, I guess, because it's not quite the same as, it's very similar to the gas pumps, but not exactly. Anyway, well, I heard water, and I said, what, do you hear that? And somebody heard it, so I grabbed like a water bottle, and I was like, Sergeant, do you want some water? And he goes, yes, a lot of water. I just doused myself with diesel. I was like, oh. So the other guys in the tent had heard this, and they brought out cases of water and had started pouring it all over him. For some reason, I went and grabbed our bread truck because we were on one side of the base, and the medical was on the other side of the base. I get the bread truck, I get him, I take him to the other side, and this guy is basically having chemical burns on his body, and I'm speeding. I'm not going ridiculously fast because it's a bread truck, but I think the speed limit was like 50 kilometers an hour, and I was going like 50 miles an hour, so I was like 80 kilometers or whatever. So this dude, he's over here, he's in pain, he needs medical attention, and he says, "Slow down, guy, the speed limit's only 50 clicks." I'm like, you doused yourself in diesel, you need to get medical attention as soon as possible, so I'm gonna speed. So I get him over there to, they have him stripped down, and then they just start dousing him with whatever it was, I guess water for the most part, but they hosed him down and took care of him. And the moral of that story is, if you try to help somebody, don't get too curious, because then you might see an old man in his underwear, and that was not a pretty thing for me to see. But I got Sergeant where he needed to go, and he was fine. So yay for speeding.
When a woman steps out the door, if you said you want to jam her, jam her. What's up? What's up?